Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen and it is a day. What more could you possibly want? Welcome along. I'm Stephen Allen and I think we've already covered that. Let's get stuck into me talking about some news. If you've never watched this before, it's me talking about some news. Hello. We'll go through the front pages. We'll get into the thing. You can also get involved in the chat, youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. If you're watching live, and I'm aware of the maths of this, most people don't watch live. So you can still go to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen and leave comments. I ain't going to read them. No, I will. I will read them at a later date, but you can get stuck into the chitty chat over here. Let's see what we've got going on. We'll start with, where's my mouse cursor gone? I got flipping 15 monitors over here. I can't find it. Joodles says, save me from this tedious training. Interesting. There's a theme forming here. Proper Meme says, Dale Vince on daily low T. Is daily low T the medication for low testosterone, or is that a euphemism for daily politics or whatever? Hang on, there's a lot going on there. The Proper Memes, big shout out for your avatar's the wrong phrase. Thumbnail, that's the bad boy, isn't it? Although you're right, not actually in today's newspapers, but I think I look good. Do you know what? That guy's making is it called a singlet? The wife beater? It's probably not when he does it. It's popular. I've started running in a vest like that, actually, to try and get some tan on my shoulders. And so far, it's not working. But then Charlotte says, hi, everyone, watching this lovely stream, and then I'm training 50 people this afternoon. Steve will settle my nerves. I will. Are you doing the training that Joodles is learning? Because we could get this over and done with in the chat. You could free up both your afternoons. What training is it? Can I join? That's the old man. I bet you, yes. Elite's here saying, hi, everyone. Nice to be here. Good luck with Savo. Charlotte, I'm sure you'll smash it. Is it training when you smash it? This is avocado-based training. We'll find out more on that story later. Problems here. Ems is here. Sorry I'm late. I have a note, and we know where you keep it. Hey, thank God you're here. Without you being here, imagine how many jokes we do about internal smuggling. Still quite a lot. You know what I'm like, but fewer. And that would be a shame. I think we'd all be the poorer for it. Let's have a look. Dale Vince was such an embarrassment, even for a lefty, says Kermit. You watched it as well then, did you? All right. And Chris is here as well. Made it. He made it, but he's got a sweat on, which I don't mean much. Although today's nowhere near as hot I know wherever I'm living. Actually, I know where I'm living. But the aircon's not been as needed. I've still got it on, obviously. Screw Greta. So let's start off by taking a quick look at today's front pages. Front pages. I'm looking for, after we've done the front pages, I'm going to crack this bad boy open. Front pages of today's newspapers includes, on the Times, top corner, up here, my day in Zara's lethal trousers. I have not bought the newspaper, so I cannot tell you the story, the trousers, which Zara we're talking about. I will say, leave her alone. We've all got flatulence at times. There's no need to mock them and make yourself like a full feature in the Times too about it. I don't know the full story, but I'm guessing it's some poor woman called Zara. She's trying to have a mung bean diet. You know what they're like? Oh, it's good for me. It's microbiotic or whatever. Next thing you know, absolute nightmare, isn't it? Lethal trousers. The IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, banned from operating in the UK. Boom, slam dunk that funk. In theory, they shouldn't really need to be operating here anyway. If you look at the net, let's just cross over to look at the name of it. If you are the guard of the Islamic Revolution, I know where you should be based. Over there. But let's take a look at the greater detail of the story. Sir Keir Starmer has announced that the Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, will be banned from the UK and formally designated as a threat to national security. Why is he doing good things now? It feels like he didn't want the job. It's odd, isn't it? Because all of the tough man, hard stuff, getting stuff done has been happening now. Is it really that he was spending most of his time, most of his effort, most of his brain run time trying to keep the job of Prime Minister that nothing was getting done. So eventually when he was like, well, that's it, I'm out of here, all of a sudden he's got some brain space to be, what's in the in trade? IRGC. Well, of course we can do this. Why have we not done this before? He's toughened up on some deportations as well recently. Why you try to win the argument after you've lost it? Fair enough, though. Do you know, we'll take what we can get. Whittaker murder case taken over by terror police. I don't think we're surprised by that, but I suppose we should wait for more on that until we start prattling on about it on this channel. Reese, the science editor at The Times, has this. Multitasking myth is down to tight-lipped men. Women are not better at multitasking than men, but simply appear less rude when doing it, a study suggests. Oh, this is good. This is... Because on some level, I knew it. Do you know what I mean? By observing. But there's just this trope. You can't question the trope. Oh, women are good at multitasking. And I've gone through my life thinking, if you focus on one job and do that well, rather than do 15 jobs really badly, isn't that not better? Do them sequentially rather than concurrently? But let's take a look. A 10-minute exercise designed to simulate the chaos of modern domesticity was devised by married researchers. All right, so it very much feels like they were bringing their own issues to the table. They came up with, let's get the details of it, 41 men, 37 women to follow a recipe, search lists of telephone numbers, match numbers and letters, and watch a slideshow of words appearing against different backgrounds. And when the background was red, they had to write down the word. So, important. I don't know what your domestic life is like, but mine, most of the time, is spent following a recipe whilst also trying to find numbers on a phone. And the crucial work as being a stay-at-home dad is making sure that I write down words that I see when they're on a red background. Otherwise, that house would fall to pieces. It's the only thing keeping that family together. In addition, every 20 seconds, they recorded a recorded voice posed a question such as, would you rather lose all of your money and valuables or all of the pictures you have ever taken and why? So basically, the men and the women did those crucial tasks the same, but men just stopped doing that one. Isn't that the right response? If you've got a lot on and you're spinning a lot of plates and someone goes, would you rather lose all of your possessions or all of your photos? You ignore it because it's a dumbass question. Isn't that right? So the rest of the survey or the rest of it, you then get 160 people to look at it and they think the people being quiet are somehow struggling. They're just prioritizing. I'm trying to write down words here. You're asking some dumb questions, these hypotheticals. Neither. Doesn't matter. I'll answer that when I don't have the crucial work of matching letters and numbers together. So I'm very happy about this. Plus also, I think it's a biased piece of research because they're not asking important questions, right? It's a dumbass question. It gets knocked straight off your priorities list. If you ask an important question, a crucial question, the kind of question that really excites men, but also focuses on the important things in life, I think we would be better. If I were doing all that and you said to me, by the way, who would win in a fight between Batman and Spider-Man? Then all of a sudden, you can match your own letters and numbers. That's a very good point. And I will tell you who I think would win in that fight. But we'll have to find out when I'm actually doing some of that. So there you go. You're up to date. Do you see what the people in the chat think about this? Someone's talking about a ring already. We might have to move over. It's the lethal trousers grommet. Blimey. Proper Meme says multitaskism doesn't work and has destroyed this country. Two concurrent tasks not integrating. That's the problem, isn't it? Slide over the ring, pull, then lift, says Elite. That's what I was worried about. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are back. Lethal trousers. When old age incontinence can't be contained any longer. I'm too old for this. You're not. Actually, that's the problem. That's why you did that poop. Well, sorry to put this to you, Steve, but women are better at it. Okay. Thanks for doing that research. Fact, I'd wager too. Well, you do that. We all know, says Kermit, they tried to cover it up because they hate to prove Farage had a point asking for security. What, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover were going to be Nigel Farage's security on his lethal trousers. Globalists and liberals all want multitaskism to distract from the problems they have caused. But that's the thing. You could pay attention to the problem they've caused whilst also doing crucial work like pairing up numbers or searching for phone numbers. You know, that you spend so much time doing these days. What about men with affairs, says Proper Memes. Talk about multitasking. True. Look, it depends on what you mean by multitasking, doesn't it? I can do a live internet broadcast and frequently think about boobs. And that seems to be, that's multitasking in my world. I can be mentally on the inside thinking about boobs whilst talking about serious news. And I don't think it impacts the show, multitasking. Anyway, so according to the Nips, they did the research. Well, I suppose more research needed. It's a shame, says Charlotte, I can't get the webcam out for the training. It's a shame, shame, shame. The French are masters of that. Proper Meme, says Elite. What, the affairs? Hence the French letters. Do you know what? All good points, all well made. Let's take a look at the next story. We are back. Front page of the Daily Telegraph. What's this one? The fashion lessons learned from J-Lo. Don't be learning fashion lessons from J-Lo. I'm sure she's very fashionable, but unless you look like that. Yeah. No. Now this is the best story on the front page of the this one. So, hosepipe bans. Go to substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen for my thoughts on hosepipe bans. I'll ruin it for you. Spoiler alert. I don't like them. Which is kind of weird. I don't really use a hosepipe. But I wish to not use a hosepipe due to my idleness and not giving two craps about how the garden and grass looks. But that's my choice. Whereas we're having this choice taken away from us. Meanwhile, benefit claimants have been given permission to ignore hosepipe bans. No, that makes sense. Because if you are on, get comfortable. If you are on the benefits, let me cast us the wrong way. If you are on the benefits, yeah, you need to be able to water your grass. Let's read on. Two water companies have been accused of two-tier restrictions after allowing families on benefits to flout the restrictions. The 34C heat waves. What? Hang on. Now I understand why the Daily Star takes those pictures. I want to see it. Can I take a picture of you in your bikini for the 34C heat wave? These flipping casters. I need a run up. Sorry. However, while millions of Southern Water and Affinity Water customers have been under the ban since Friday, I think I'm one of those. Thousands on Watershore tariff are exempt. Can I nip round the local benefits people and get some of their... Like, if I have a long enough hosepipe ban, they'll crack this. I'll even pay them, which then I'll take them off benefits and see how they like it. Low-income households and those who use a large amount of water for essential needs. How thirsty do they think people on benefits are? Those who use a sprinkler or fill ponds are not eligible. No, good. That makes sense. Applicants must be on benefits and have either 3 or more... Damn it! Just when I was going to get the lawn looking good. I wasn't going to get the lawn looking good. I get you, Steve. I can multitask whilst massaging and thinking about men's nether regions too. Charlotte, thank you for that. Just for clarification, I don't think about men's nether regions. I honestly do not think about men's nether regions. Anyway, let's take a look at the next dick. I'll read out some messages first. If we could only see S-Lo in the J-Lo dress. There's a photo. I'm not sure you want to see it. AI always improves me. Makes me a little bit thinner and taller. Or just thinner. It's difficult to tell. I like it. It's winning me over. That's how AI will win. M says, of course you don't use the hose pipe. You have a gardener to do that for you. The gardener only comes around and trims the sides. We narrowly avoided that one. Proper Memes. I use a regular pipe. I found that hose ruins the flavour and it's hard on the lungs. I thought you were going to go with the different kind of hose there, if I'm brutally honest. My guess was wrong. Both Colin and I. We were fairly sure we knew where you were going. Elite says a whip on a vape machine or VAT machine works okay, I find, though. The implication that the climate change heat waves are the reason for the hosepipe bans annoys me, when we haven't built a new reservoir since the Victorian times, and the population has doubled since then. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, leaks. You give people, let's privatize these companies so they can just skim off. Which actually, I know you do that in reservoirs, but it's more of a stone thing. Skim off money to give to shareholders whilst the infrastructure just crumbles, and then it gets flipped some by the French or something, isn't it? Why is Colin drunk? He's had a hell of a day. Oh. No, you're right. Here you go. Is that better? Hell of a day. Bit better. My gardener is on benefits with 3 kids. Problem means you've done it. You've solved the problem here. Plenty of flavours from vaping using whips, though. Well, it's up to you. Should we do some more front pages before I dare crack out the energy drink, which I flipping need today? Good Lord. You see, I did mention nips earlier, didn't I? But it turns out there are some on the front pages. Oh, we should mention this, though. I've not planned anything on it, but Miliband willing to approve North Sea oil to land the job as Chancellor. I'm kind of in favour all of a sudden. We could get around this roadblock. Who's those? Hang on. I can't be bothered about that. What have we got? Britain's driving abroad face electric car tax. Bored. Which is the best British condiment? Yeah, it's brown sauce. It's not mustard, is it? It's tomato ketchup, according to my source. And the National Grid blackout. Yeah, I'm bored. Right, move on to the next ones. Farage declined taxpayer-funded security, calling offer inadequate. So they're saying that he's claiming that he wasn't offered any state-funded stuff, but he was offered some, but then he said it was inadequate. I feel like you could fill the gap if you got 5 million in your trouser pocket. The offer would have given Nigel Farage a similar level of security to that provided to the Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch and several high-profile cabinet ministers. Disclosure raises questions over Zia Yusuf's claim that the state is providing no protection whatsoever. But if we were to means test it, whoever's got 5 mil in the background probably could sort out their own one. Do you know what I mean? Reform said it provided its MPs with 24-hour security in the wake of Widdicombe's case. Probably should have done it before, by the sounds of it, but there we go. And then finally, why is that shrunk down? The Guardian. There must have been something on here I thought was worth looking at. And it wasn't raspberries in space. Experts find sugar at core of Milky Way. I think they've got the wrong Milky Way. It's not raspberries, though. They're idiots. And, here it is. Warning of fire wave as extreme heat grips UK. No, I'll zoom in even further. No, it's okay. It's okay, we can do it. The UK is in the grip of a fire wave. So, isn't a wave mainly like a wet thing? And again, I'm no scientist, but I think wet things and fires, self-solving problem. The UK is a grip of fire wave with this summer's extreme heat producing the ideal conditions for wildfires, scientists and environmentalists have warned. So I'm trying to write a thing about why, for some reason, aircon has become the latest culture war thing, with the Greens saying we shouldn't be allowed it, which I'm fairly sure it's done just to punish us. You know what I mean? They definitely think things are getting hotter. Was it 1 point something thousand people in the UK you think has died because of the heat waves? Seems like air conditioning is exactly what we need, but we're not allowed it, and they've not really said a good reason why. There will be more on Substack. I'm halfway through writing it. With someone putting forward the point of view, well, they deal with it in other countries. We've also invented a better solution. You know what I mean? Feels like They somehow get by with the ridiculous heat in some other nations. Yeah, also a lot of people die from cholera. So maybe we can aim for better with the air conditioning. And the argument against air conditioning is that it moves the heat from inside houses to outside and makes the street hotter. For a bit, hot air rising outdoors has a lot of rising it can do before it stops. Plus also, they're obsessing about doing passive forms of cooling. That heats up outside as well, slightly less, I'll give that. But you see these people having the shiny things in their windscreens, so the car doesn't get hot. It will make outside the car hotter because you're bouncing some of that radiation. Basically, these people are idiots. So if you think over 1,000 people have died due to the heat, and you think we shouldn't have air conditioning to help these people, you think we deserve to die for some reason, don't you? HP, next, says Joodle. Mustard, it has to be, Steve. Good God, no. Poor Colin is legless. Well, he's not, but one of them is an arm. There you go. He's back. Hello. Hang on. Ketchup is for commoners, which is why I probably love it so much. Listen, you come to the right place if you want a chip on your shoulder. I'm so working. No, I've said chip, and now I realise it's a joke. I'm so working class. Something about chips and tomato ketchup. Very good, Ems. What's Ems said? I've missed an Ems one. Poor Colin is legless. Oh, that one. It's an arm. Is a microwave a wet thing? It's a very small wave. It does interact with water. Sharknado next, says Chris. Thanks. Steve N. Morris. If that is your real name. The what? Mexican fire wave was due to too much chili. That is a fire wave that just keeps going round. That one will get you. That gets everyone. I had you down as a scientific guy, though. Well, Elite, that might be true. You're qualified too, right? So you are a scientist. Well, I am, in a sense. I'm a bachelor of science. Do you have to give that one up when you get married? I know the rules about Miss and Mrs. and Ms. I don't really know what happens with that. Banning cooling devices in homes is just an air con. It's just over the line for that. Passive forms of cooling, great band, says Toodles. Sadly, too many words for the other joke. He has an ology. Yeah, I can't do the voice, though, one of these days. She could get away with doing the voice. I can't do that. Now I've got an history, haven't I? So, front pages. I think we've done the front pages. Before we go deeper into the newspapers, a couple of things to do. I'm going to get myself a drink lined up whilst, well, I suppose what we could do is take a quick break. Hi, I'm Stephen Allen. You might recognise me from things like Stephen Allen's Almost Daily, Stephen Allen's Week on BBC Radio Kent back in the day, and of course, The Queue at the Job Centre. If you're enjoying today's broadcast, why not consider becoming a patron at ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. We have a few different tiers. The basic tier, you could give a few pounds, enough to buy me a cup of coffee. On our intermediate tier, you could donate enough money to buy a multi-pack of the energy drinks. And the executive tier, you could donate enough money for crystal meth. Go to ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Thank you. Welcome back. Actually, we'll just take another look at the chat because Kermit says, we've all got an history, Steve. Don't feel bad. Yeah. We've all got a past. There's always a tweet. Right, let's get into... Oh, the inside... No, I was going to do my drink. Why have I suddenly lost the plot here? Where's me one for my drinks? I'm on the wrong page. Oh, that's because of this one. Hang on. So, oh, that's good. ASMR. I just noticed on my phone there's a push alert about Sydney Sweeney's R-rated 104-minute thriller. It's overtaken by Brad Pitt's film. I don't know what that's about, but it's a shame because we could have done some. There's Sydney Sweeney news out there, is what I'm saying. Ems, thank you very much. Paying for more than covering the ridiculous price of the energy drink. Thank you very much for that. Also, look at that paddling pool. Next thing you know, this show's going to get interesting when that gets involved. Oh yeah. Let's get inside the newspapers.
Let's get inside the news.
Right, wagwan. Can popper, says Elite. Yes, I can. What? Let's try and do some of the serious news before we get into the guff that fills the tabloids. Well, we're talking about Wallace and Gromit. Exodus of rich if Ed hikes their tax. An exodus of wealthy Brits is on the cards if Ed Miliband becomes Chancellor. Yeah, but he might do the drilling. And announces a new tax hike. I've said this before, and I think we need to analyse it more. More data needs to be looked at this. Because if you change the tax so that the rich people leave, you will bring down the median wage, because we always measure it on the median, not the mean, right? And what we could do then is more people would be nearer or above the median. If you can get that median wage really, really low, more of us would be above average. Is that right? Feels like that's right. It's not, is it? But somehow it's the closest thing to a win we could get. Of course we'll all be poorer, but it feels like we're all being poorer anyway. So we might as well enjoy it. Proper means, exactly. Financial miseducation, yes. Did you manage, says Kermit, to get all the baked bean juice out of the paddling pool? How many cameras in this place have been left on? Of Lauren Hill. I've been there before. Joodles, how are we possibly living in a world where Ed Miliband can possibly be Chancellor? How has this happened? It's amazing, isn't it? It really is. Like, I thought he was just... I was on his podcast once, back when I used to be on the TV proper, and he was in the political wilderness. He had a podcast. I was a guest on there when I was on the MASH Report. And he felt like we were both just prats who did stuff on the internet and played the ukulele. So, in an alternate universe, there's me being the Chancellor. And you've heard half of my theories. One of my plans would be to bring down the median wage so more of us are above the median wage. But at least no one would be taking me seriously. I think that would be better. Makes sense to me. Steve, you've cracked it. Elite, look, exactly. It's all about the maths. Meanwhile, in international rubbish news, Trump straight charges. Donald Trump has said the US will start charging ships using the Strait of Hormuz. Honestly, this is a nation that does not like women, where it names one of its straits after whores that go moo. Appalling. You're giving it all this about the patriarchy. What about them? This is a regime that throws women in the backs of vans if they don't wear the right headwear and calls their strait whore moos. You make me sick. To cover the cost of providing safety, yeah, blah, 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 that's the rest of it. I put that news story in there because it reminded me of how much I hate the Dartford crossing. You know what I mean? All of this will temporarily close the strait and we'll put a toll in there. Yeah, temporarily, my massive backside. That's what they said about the QE2 bridge. It outlived her. Justin's here. I see Justin's here. Just tax the remaining rich people even more. That should cover it. Why did we not think of that? Justin, you're onto something here. I'd even take Justin. Well, there's no need to be aggressive about it. Those word wipe skills are better than Ed's. What's happened? Hang on, read that one. And it's not even straight. It's the Strait of Hormuz, not straight. Flipping. I'm starting to go off the Iranians. Man. It's all pure lies, Chris. I call that bundling. One bundles one's captives into a vehicle. Oh, yes, you're right. Women get bundled. No, but the problem, if you call it bundling, it also seems like what you do in a playground. Like, a hairdresser's not on. Bundle! You do a pile on. I suppose they do. Mr. Cuff says, sorry I'm late. It's not good enough. You've missed the best bit. It's all downhill from here. You should try and go through the Tyne Tunnel. Well, is that what you call it? Hems. Everything you say, and I love it. Why, man, I'm gonna be doing the smuggling man of the phone pet in me Tyne Tunnel. Well, Robert Peston believes robots. Robert Peston. The Robert Peston talks like he's Brian Ferry back in the day. Robert Peston believes robots will take over when society collapses. After an AI-driven market crash, the ITV political commentator's new thriller, The Kill Switch, is about tech bro megalomaniacs. I think, Robert Peston, AI will replace you because it can talk. If you got AI to generate a voice and it did that, you'd send it back. Forget that for a game of billiards. I'm going to go and try DeepSeek. Peston66 said, I'm enjoying this too much. Because this must have been good in the minute that they just said about AI. And I'm wearing the peace. I didn't think I was going to do the whole quote. I'm going to be delivered, scared, judgment, it's a bit good bust. Peston says the AI industrial revolution is the most important since the steam age. He told Radio Times, I wouldn't put that on the spreadsheet if I were you. I'm aware that's not necessarily a Robert Peston impression. Robert Peston, says proper means. He's in the room, isn't he? I think I can see him now. Isn't this Vic Reeves Club Singer sketch? I can only think of those two Roxy Music songs as well. Terrible, isn't it? If love is a drug, I've been receiving mine as a suppository. No, that's not right. Vape toll on lungs, just like ciggies. And again, they don't mean the toll like the whores of straight moos, because they charge quite a lot. What are we talking about? Vaping can make you unfit by damaging the lungs like cigarettes, scientists have said. Good. A study found that e-cig users had a 15% lower exercise capacity. Good. It still winds me up. The whole vaping thing winds me right up. I'm sorry for repeating it. Virginia Blint, says Chris. I'm sorry for repeating it. I'm going to have to do it. Here are the stages of why I hate vapors. 1, bloke I worked with on BBC Radio Kent once. I hadn't seen him for ages. Used to work with him like a decade before. And I was like, oh, you been? And he boasted about the fact that he's quit smoking last year. Wow, well done. Well done you. Well done, because that's notoriously one of the hardest things to do. Well done you. How did you quit the smoking? I vape now. I just think, sure, vape, but stop trying to get the same kudos as someone who's cold turkeyed this mofo. What do you do instead? I just change the verb. Okay. But then there's also the fact that vapors make us live in a world where it's like we live in a showroom for Glade plugins. And I know it's a nicer smell than smoking. Don't make it right, though, does it? Don't make it right. The smells in boots are nice, but it's a bit much still. Do you know what I mean? Just because you don't smell like a turd doesn't mean all smells are good. You're up to date. So, good. Also, just stop it. Just stop doing it. Because now we're living in this generation where there are people who vape who never smoked. What? Why would you do that? So you do smell like an air freshener? Or you wanted... I didn't want to smoke. I don't smoke, but I wanted to get some of that nicotine. What? It's like people just starting a methadone habit. What are you doing? Why are people idiots? Chris says, Virginia Plain. That's what you get for being a serial vapist. Proper memes. We all hope the subtitler on YouTube got that right. Otherwise, this video is not going to be shown to people. I think you look lovely's here and says, I've been trying to place Peston's delivery. Yes, it's Brian Ferry on Virginia Plain. Yes, they did a great Roxy Music spoof. Peston was way ahead of his time, wasn't he? He was doing Reeves and Mortimer style work even when he was just the economics guy at the BBC. Me not vaping, says Mr. Cuff in a weird grammatical sentence, could damage other people's health. I get it. Me not vaping. Is that how I should deliver that? I've never heard you speak, Mr. Cuff. For all I know, it could be Stone Age-esque. Same, says Elite. Nicotine addiction is fine unless you don't have any. You're up to date. While we're here. It was an ordinary day in the office. I was trying to write jokes about the football, but I didn't know a lot about it. Last time I heard of a Lionel Messi, it was that episode of Give Us a Clue where the team captains crap their pants. It was then a dame walked in, legs so long. Her skirt only covered a chin. At least I think it was a chin. I knew she was trouble from the moment she walked in. She was a member of the IRGC. ASMR. I think we've done that one. We've done all we're going to do there. Thanks. Where's he gone? Thank God. For a minute there, I thought we'd lost Colin. Right, there's some more football to do. Football.
World Cup 2026. Soccer? I hardly knew her.
In football news, Randy 3 Lions fans are using hydration breaks at the World Cup to couple up on dating apps. Oh, Randy's a bit of a stretch if you're using a dating app, but fair enough. Boffins have revealed mobile traffic data has surged during water refueling sessions and half. So what they're saying is, because of these hydration breaks, I've not watched a match yet, so I don't know what they are. I know what hydration is. I know what a break is. I think I can put it generally together. But apparently people are using the hydration breaks to, crack on, crack off, whichever one it is. I don't know. How long are the hydration breaks, by the way? Because the headline reads like people are having the nookie during it. And how long does the hydration break last? Is it long enough to crack on and crack off? Because I imagine if you just stop for a little drink, what's that, 3 minutes? That's long enough. All right. You're up to date. The wrong one. There we are. What's happening over here? Did the dame have a beard? And yes, his name was Peter Morrill. Gotta go. Let me know how it finishes. I think we all know how this finishes. Am I in a rush? No, I'm not in a rush. It's, yeah. Proper Meme says 3 minutes, enough for 2 to 3 goes. Wow. No way. No, I don't think that. No. Hang on. I don't believe you, baby. 3 minutes is enough for 2 goes, but by the time you've had 2 goes, that third one, it's like flogging a dead horse, isn't it? That's a 20-minute. Anyway, hydration breaks is the new term for advertising breaks. It was in the US, says Kermit. They can't watch more than 10 minutes of sport action by law. Damned Americans. Not with that being a solder Dr. Pepper, anyway. No wonder people are trying to crack on or crack off or whatever it is. I suppose I shouldn't even joke about this. I know a Brit was involved, but we just have to mention it because maybe I shouldn't show gory things on the internet either. But at least 13 thrill seekers were trampled by raging bulls during a Spanish festival. And you think, oh, like if you didn't know about this already, That sentence would be, what? What kind of a weird catastrophe? Imagine that, you're just at a festival and a raging bull comes past. Tell me, what's the festival? The festival of the what now? St. Firmin, which takes place in that one, which I think is the lumps you get, where the animals are released in the streets and herd. Basically, they just it's the running of the bull. It really increases your risk of being gored by a bull, taking part in some dumbass Spanish thing where they, run a bull round. If they didn't, I think it would be better. I'm no health and safety expert, but I can't help it. Do you know what I mean? Since records began, 16 people have died at the event. Do you know what? Then maybe don't do it. Profit, loss, risk, benefit. Because if there was some, don't get me wrong, right? More than 16 people will die on the roads. But the benefit of that is having an infrastructure where people can travel around and we can become productive. And you've got to find the sweet spot of balance. The upside to this is, you get the bulls. You get to run a bull round. Why don't you do like we do as a sensible nation and chase a wheel of cheese down a hill? No one ever died doing that, apart from the people who died. And the cholesterol. But, hang on. Pamplona used to be Tramplona, but they felt it was a bit too literal. I do think it's called karma. It feels like that, doesn't it? Like you started it. If I came up with an idea for, I don't know what nation it would be, some Mediterranean nation, to have some festival of the swimming of the shark. Oh, what happened to your arm? How much sympathy would you have when they tell you that story? I was at a festival in Italy and a shark bit my arm off. Oh my God, what festival was it? Oh, the swimming of the shark. You're up to date. I think you look lovely, says Peston doing fairy impression, then Morgan Freeman doing film noir, then Corbett back again. It's a hell of a range, isn't it? Was I doing Corbett doing film? What did I do? Morgan Freeman do it. You're right. My old friend Andy Dufresne. We'll have a crack at that at some stage. Raging Bull Festival is yeah, and do you know what? If you went to the Raging Bull Festival, proper memes, in honor of Robert De Niro, and you were gored by Robert De Niro, it's your own dumb, stupid fault. I like Dances with Wolves Festival the best. And again, if you're doing all this business, right, and all of a sudden a wolf has you, and of all the songs you should be playing at the Dances with Wolves Festival, Leader of the Pack. You know what I mean? Try and placate them. Soothe the beast. The Festival of Jumping of the Shark, hosted by the Fonz. That, again, I think what you've done there, beautifully, Kermit, if I may say so, is after we have comedically established a pattern, and then we've done a few examples propagating the pattern, and then the rule of three means the third one is to subvert the pattern, but you've subverted the pattern by taking it too far with the reference of taking something too far. And that's good. That's more than you expect on this show. I'm not quite sure. That's got clever. That's got... Wish you weren't here. An online tool, not like that, has been invented for tourists to check if their neighbours are heading to the same place before they book. This is so good. This is exactly... I mean, I'm not going to use it myself because I don't really care to go on holiday and I don't hate my neighbours, but I don't like people. And neighbours are in the subset of people. They've got this thing now where you can check to make sure, called Avoid Your Neighbour tool. Does what it says on the tin. Analyzes hundreds of thousands of bookings to make sure you don't actually pay thousands of pounds to get away from those perks who don't know how to park. And then turn up, you go, oh, guess who's already got the towels on the sun loungers? Oh, yeah. I'm all for it. Apart from, if your neighbours are going on holiday, don't check to make sure you're not going to the same place. Stay at home, because that's where your neighbours won't be. It's the 1 week. You know what I mean? It feels like... I'm just glad you noticed the irony. Kermit, where's he gone? Kermit, where's he gone? Yep. Sign into chat. Flipping, something's happened. I don't know why the background colour's not disappeared on that one either. Look at that. Oh, well. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. How very dare you. You're up to date. Did I think of anything to do on this one? Bees in the need of a drink. Gardeners are being urged to provide drinking water for bees and other insects battered by the heat waves. Bees need a hydration break. Look at what happens when you pay attention to football. Now it's just too much, isn't it? You know what I mean? First of all, it was the Americans. Fair enough. You let them do it. But now bees are catching on. Footballers need hydration breaks. Bees need hydration breaks. And they both wear stripy jerseys sometimes. Bees are footballers? You're up to date. Should we see if it lands? Oh, look, it's logged me out. Oh, no, we're back in. I've been called an online tool. We already do this in Manchester with Andy Burnham's Bee Network. Good point. Well made. I dropped one of those stories on the floor. I'm going to get it. So we've annoyingly got quite a few left to go, and what we're looking at time-wise, 46. I'm just going to go through these to see which ones we actually need to do. Meanwhile, due to the way this show's funded, we shall be back after this short message.
Hello, Colin here. That big fella over there wants me to say, donate some money to kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen to buy him some food. But I don't want any food. I'm stuffed.
And we're back. In entertainment news, Queen of Pop's now topped US chart for 4th decade. Impressive. Madonna has hit the number one. She's had a number one. I bet she has as well. She's that age. She's had a number one since I started reading this. You know what I mean? In the US with a new album, meaning she has topped the charts in the States across 4 decades. Yeah, but... And how terrible of me to be the guy who points this out. She's had number ones in the 80s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. It's an achievement. It's a good achievement. It's better than I'll ever achieve. But what happened in the 90s? It just highlights. I know, look, she had some number twos. And she's at the age where she's probably had a number two since I started reading this. But I can't help but be the dick. I'm sorry. What happened in the 90s? Awkward, isn't it? I almost wouldn't have mentioned this as a record. It, if anything, just highlights the failure, the donut of success. Her latest album, Confessions 2, is a hit on both sides of the Atlantic, with critics hailing it her best work in years. To be fair, though, in the 90s, she wasn't just releasing albums. She released a book called Sex, the Madonna's sex book. I did the same. Not in the 90s. I've now, self-published on Amazon my book on sex. More of a pamphlet. I'll give you that. I will give you that. Hers was it was better. I've got no pictures in mine, and mine is not wiped clean. So she was ahead of the game in many, many ways. What have we got going here? ASMR. If the bees don't get water, they become has-bees, says Proper Memes. Pollen pantaloons is my fave ever description for the thirsty, stripy things. They do, don't they? They look like World War I fighter pilots. What else have we got here? His wee arms. They're not hands, though. I've bothered to try and get him actually animated. Just some advice. When people suggest giving bees something sugary, I've learned from experience that doesn't mean rum and coke. Are you trying to get bees drunk? You dirty old dog. Sorry for the spelling. New phone, fat fingers. It's all right. It was a typo that actually, if you say it, it's like if you get any vowel in the word walk. No, wrong one. Work. In the word work, most of them, you say the same word. Apart from the A, that would be work. But other than that, put an E in it, work. Put an I in it, work. Put a U in it, work. Put an O in it, work. That's the content that brings people in. I don't know why we don't have more people watching this. Madonna's been a hit because she has the hand of God. Is that the one? I don't follow football. I'm amazed she did that, did she? Good God. And then all the drugs. This show has nostalgia of Take Heart with Tony Hart. I keep expecting more I'm flipping like if I could get some morph going on. Yes. Good ideas. All good ideas. Oh yeah, we can do this one. 10,000 for the road. Pint in every boozer quest. Quest is quite a word, isn't it? A punter aiming to visit every UK pub has shown he is well on track with a pint in his 10,000th boozer. Just leave her. Because what's going on? You get stories like this of, someone's tried to play golf on every single golf course. Just, you're not happy at home. To come up with this level of excuse, to just not be, I think I need to nip to the pub, darling. All right, but the furthest one away I could possibly imagine, and I'll take a while to get there. Just leave her. Dale has averaged about 200 venues a month. Okay. Just mathematically working how many he's doing a day. All right. But you think, well, maybe Steve's projecting or something. Maybe this guy's got a perfectly happy home life. Read this bit down here. He joked he was motivated by his wife, Holly, telling he could not do it. Anytime my wife tells me I'll never do something, that makes me 10 times more determined to go through with it. I'm just imagining he's saying, right, I'm going to be out every single day going to loads of pubs. And she says he can't do it. We don't know the tone. We don't know the intonation. She might have been saying, you can't do it, Dale. You can't. And he's like, oh, in your face. Just leave her. Exactly, Joodles. He does have a missus. He can't remember her name. He's not seen her for about 3 years, and he's been drunk as a drunk most of the times. Morph's voice. Yeah, I'll work on that. Don't cry for her, PM. What? Heart to heart? We're just saying words, no? It was Maida. I was trying not to do the ology voice, but it kind of happened. I think you look lovely. Madge's Frozen, not describing her there, got straight to #1 in the UK and the night. No, it's albums. I think that's the beef that they're talking about. Oh, #2 in the US. Also, yeah, it was about the US. Something like that. I don't know. Thanks to the Labour government, boozer quest is getting easier and shorter every day. Kermit, if we're having Jonathan and Jennifer, we need the Mac to take care of them both. It was Moira. Bit of an awkward time of day for me, this. Middle of the working day, but I'm going to try and make it. Thank you, Lud. I do apologise. Also, I thought you'd be available because you got 1 to 3 written in your thing. Are you available in 7 minutes? Because if not, your username is throwing us a curveball. Good to have you here. As a drunk Colin, look, stop picking on Colin. He's not drunk. He's just a little bit tired. He's a little bit tired. Mini Steve was drunk back in the day, but that's because of his culture. Lud's here. Hello, Lud. Everyone's saying hello to Lud. I think we've got a couple of stories left to do before we're out of here. What's this one? Foul play. Vegans act bird show. A bird of prey flying display has been cancelled after pressure from vegans. Look, I've not been to many bird shows, but you don't eat the birds, do you? It feels like that would be a really strange economy. You train a bird up to do all the bird display things, and at the end of it, you go, and that concludes the owl display. Now, if you get the air fryer going, we'll all be serving it up just over there on the trestle tables. You don't eat them. Why are the vegans doing it? Back off. You're about food, are you? But anyway. The organisers say they axed the free family event, despite having all the welfare standards in place. So there's a couple of bunch. It's the Darlington vegans. There you go. That's up your way, isn't it, Ems? And of course, by up your way, I mean the Tyne Tunnel. Freedom for Animals and Northeast Animal Rights YA Pedwagwan campaigners sent a series of emails urging the venue not to use living creatures. So I suppose they weren't saying ban the event. They were saying don't use live birds. It really would tip the scales in favour of the vole. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a bird of prey event then, would it? It would be a mice in a field absolutely not believing their luck. Oh, hello. Because they don't know about taxidermy. Those mice would start to think they've got superpowers. Look how fast I'm going. Ooh, sounds like Colin, doesn't it? Hang on. Bird of prey forced to prey against their will. Oh, these days, what? My messages sound like the bloke from Hello Hello. Which one? Oh, good morning, that one, yeah. Clomp. Do you mean the Clomp one? Well, she's not Andy Windsor. What's happened? I've missed something here. The, not Bonnie Blue, then. Who's done what with the who what? Read that one. My bad regarding Madonna. By the time the man's visited all the pubs, there will be fewer open. And by the time, yes, well, because they're all been closing down, isn't he? It's going to be mathematically a tricky time. He needs to be looking at the profit and loss statements of all of them to work out which ones to do first. Nuns are birds of prey. Yep. Oh, ding. Yep. Joodles. Steve is here. Yeah, I am. What? Hello, Mr. Cuff. Wait a second. There are loads of you. Well, why are you shocked? Why are you shocked by the fact that people watch this? I think NASA black and bold ink in those sorts of clicker pens. What? In these ones. I've replaced the innards already. But by God, this is the titanium pen. Don't come at me. You will come off worse. The pen is mightier than the sword. It is made out of flipping titanium. All of you know. We do some nighttime ones as well. At some point, we'll have a proper regime. Get subscribed. Although I subscribed to my own YouTube stream, and I did not get an email about this for a while. So there we go. I think we've only got one story left before we jog on. Yeah, we might as well then. Quick look on this one. Remember that face, you'll never see him again. Sight for more size. What? An unlucky in love singleton has built his own dating website in a bid to find a girlfriend. Well, as long as you don't come off as too desperate, I'm sure it'll be fine. Nick Poninsky, 42, decided to act after getting fed up with apps. It features a personal video about his personality and values, with testimonials from his mum and mates. Oh, God. Oh. I wasn't doing well on the apps, so I made my own app. Here's my mum to tell you more. Well, at least he's good with the internet, because that might be the only boobs you see him. If you read that one. And the Sheffield lad says he's already had more than 1,200 potential suitors visiting his... Yeah, positive conversations. Oh, God, mainly about funds in Nigeria, but hell yeah. Listen, I get emails from some lovely women quite often saying, the MILFs in my area and stuff. It's great that they know where I live. It's great that they know where I live. I don't need emails telling me where the MILFs are in my local area. I do school drop-off every day. But that is very much a side issue, and you're up to date. Thank you very much for watching. I'll get rid of that one. Oh, I know what we need to do before we go, because you never know. You might want to end up watching some of the stuff that I do.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
There they are. Can you read that? Good, we'll move on. Or I suppose I could give you the full rundown. It's a nicely busy week. But, plugs. Wednesday. GB News, 11 p.m, talking about the news. On Thursday, 12 midday p.m, almost daily, 12. Friday, almost daily, live and loose at 12. Then, because on Wednesday I'm recording Plank of the Week, I think it comes out on Friday. Sometimes they plop it out on Thursday, but there you go. I'll be performing in Nottingham in some sort of lace market thing. It's called Lace something. I'm presuming it's based in the lace market area. Otherwise, I'm turning up in the wrong outfit. And I will not be changing into what they request for the money they're paying. Saturday, 6 a.m. talk. So I'm driving back from headlining a gig in Nottingham, getting some sleep, and then going in and doing talk. But it's all right, because I will be sleeping between that and the Letchworth gig I'm doing that night. Letchworth being one town along from where I am. Hell yeah! So I'm getting a lot of sleep on Saturday. Then, no, that's it. Then, the audio-only podcast getting a revamp like you wouldn't believe. So we're moving. I've got people promoting it. It's going to be the hottest, sexiest thing of the entire Stephen Allen cinematic universe. So get yourself subscribed. Also, the Substack. I will be writing something about air conditioning soon. So if that doesn't get you interested, you're normal. Track me down on all the socials at Mr. Stephen Allen. All of that lark. The what's going on over here? Black Lace says hi ho Kermit. Aga don't. Oh, Aga do, says hi ho Kermit there. And come and do the conga. Don't think I will. Always but the plugs. Thank you, Paul. 12 midday PM. You've just lost the run of yourself there. I've done something. And Nottingham was renowned for beautiful women at one time. How things have changed. How dare you. How dare you. I'm sold. Thanks for the recommendation, Joodles. What, the lace thing? Is it the lace thing that got you going? And we're up to date. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Yes, well, this is the thing. So I grew up in Mansfield, one town along from Nottingham. I knew the theory that it was 6-1 or something, wasn't it? It was meant to be 6 women for every man. There weren't. Or I went to the wrong places. I had to make my own flipping app. Given that was before mobile phones, no one knew what I meant. Yes, well, outnumbered the boys were in Nottingham. Didn't know they had changed too. I'll have a look when I'm there. Great show again. Move aside if I got news for you. Thank you. I don't think they are going to move. They're certainly not inviting me on. My aunt went out with one. What are we talking about there? Someone from Nottingham? A bang? What's happened? I'm delighted that you're here, lad. Well, so am I. Of Agadoo, that is. Oh, went out with one for a black lace. That makes more sense than suddenly saying your aunt went out with a bang. I thought that was Caracas. I have no idea. It feels like it's a really good punchline, but I don't know the context. So, listen, thank you very much for watching. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen if you think I need more coffee. Even I'm aware today I might not seem like I need more caffeine in my life. For this side of it, it will be Thursday at 12 for the next one. But get yourself ready for the fully relaunched audio one. Subscribe to wherever you can find Stephen Allen almost daily on your podcast things. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, bye.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic.
we sure? He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served out plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Good. Do.